see. Am I live or am I Memorex? I don't know. Maybe I'm Memorex, maybe I'm live. I have freaking no idea. I'm out of my mind today. Anyway, as you can see, it's pretty dark out. Heck, I need to turn on a light, but I don't have enough power to even run light today. So, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Hold on a second here. Maybe I'll turn on a light. Because I can't even be seen. Sunseek. That's for sure. We are seeking sun today. According to that vehicle right beside me here. We are seeking some sun. Yeah, we can't get... What's that song called? Here comes the sun. And I say, here comes the sun. And I say, it's alright. Do 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 do. It's running. It won't be late and I'll be gone. When I'll be singing all the way to Kingdom Come. It's a lovely, it makes me feel like bright skies are coming. It's okay. It won't make me feel the way I do. Anyway, it's a little bit of something here. So, singing, because that's about the best we're going to get. Since YouTube won't let us play music. I'd play all kinds of music if I could. And we got 3 people in the house here. I don't know who's here. Probably lurking. I could say that I'm a little bit hungry. I could say that. I haven't eaten much food. I think I had 2 cookies yesterday. That's about as far as food went. And, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I said, it was cold, dreary, and, I was fighting to keep things charged up. But I did get a little bit of some football in, though. Barely. I think I wasted my TV time with the Cardinals, and I watched the Rams game, and that was a waste of time. That was a big waste of my TV time. So, I don't know. I should have just left the TV off, I think. I could always go back and check the scores later. You know, I think that'd be my best option, right? Deborah Joy was nice. Y'all be sitting... What? What's going on, Robert Fediconi, today? I think I'm going to have to go get breakfast this morning. I'm going to have to drive this vehicle. That's the only kind of charge I can get in this damn vehicle. It's cold. It's dreary. There ain't nothing. Look at it. Flagstaff, Arizona, man. There ain't no sun anywhere. 2 days in a row, no sun. Yeah, it looks like... But if you ask me, that's the way things are going to be here. You know, in the Flagstaff area. I don't know how much longer I could stay here. I think it's almost time to hit breakdown for Phoenix, Arizona, right? It's time to go to Phoenix. Get some warm weather, right? I don't know if I get warm weather over there either. I'm really not sure. Maybe. See, new seats. Oh, my truck. Just hanging out at the office. Oh, okay. Got some new truck seats. That's pretty cool. That's some good stuff there. Got some new... Yeah, I just wish there was some little bit of sun. You know, I'm barely pulling in enough that I can run my refrigerator off the 12 volt, you know. If I don't get some sun soon, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I really... This is bad. That's the bad thing about solar. You live and die by it, right? It just goes... somebody else has got to be dying by it, too. Anybody else that's running 12-volt refrigerators and stuff? Everything's running 12 volts. It's got to be hurting, man. Got to be hurting. The only way I could get, like I said, the only way I'm going to get charged is if I drive this vehicle. I'm at 11.8 on the charge Richter scale here inside the vehicle. I turned the generator on, man. The generator ain't producing any power, guy. That's the problem. I got problems with the generator. I got a guy that's going to come out, I think, after tomorrow. I got to let him know what time I'm finishing up from my doctor's appointment. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to call him today and tell him that I'll be going in to my doctor's office at 2:10. And I'll probably be in there for like an hour. So 2:10 to 3:10. So I can almost guess that anything after about 3:30 we're probably game for this guy coming in. I need him to fix this generator for sure, because then I can start the generator up and run and get these batteries, charging up, because this Onen's not it runs, but it doesn't produce power. That's why I gotta get this guy to fix it. Fix what's going wrong with it, and make it so that we could have it so that when the generator runs, the batteries charge up fully. That's how I want it. That's how I need it. And then, obviously, I'm not going to need any air conditioning for the rest of the year. It doesn't seem as though, because I got 2 generators, but the one, I don't know, the Honda in the back is so loud that it'd ring your head just about off of your body, That's how loud that thing is. But it's not hooked up to charging up these batteries that I've got in here, I got 3 batteries in here. The Onan is, but not this other one. You would need some wiring, and it's just something I can't do physically, at least not I, because I can't walk, I can't stand. I could maybe sit on a chair for a bit, A fuse? Did you see Dog Lips had a boyfriend? A boyfriend? What? What do you mean a boyfriend? You mean, I just don't know what you mean by a boyfriend. Boyfriend can mean a lot of things. It can mean nothing, and it can mean something. It can mean that you got a relationship with a guy, So what do you think? It's a joke. It's a joke. I watched I watch him, He gets way more people than I get. Heck, I get 5-10 people in here, and he gets about 45-50 people, It's amazing. Maybe I need to get a bottle of vodka and just be drunk, and get drunk and just drink and be destructive. And I think I could do better on my channel. It's funny, because if you're straight and narrow, you can't do very well. Let's face it. Well, at least he's not doing what Elvis Travels did, Maybe that's a difference there. He gets I don't care if he's with a guy that's like within his age group, or I don't really care, He can have as long as the guy's 18 years old and above, I can care less. But we just don't want to go under 18, that's all. That's the only difference there. We got to keep it of age, Me, I prefer just stay by my lonesome self, I look at some of these women. I'm swear to God, when I left my spot that I had yesterday, because I had to get out of there, I had trees blocking my solar panel for one. This couple there's a girl and a guy. Well, I would say a lady and a guy were arguing, and the lady was throwing stuff at the guy. Throwing stuff at him, punching him. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, why wasn't I filming that? That would have been great content, you know? I just missed out on that opportunity. The next thing I know, they were gone, you know? It's like... But then they came back. But they weren't arguing. They were just like a typical couple, you know, that fights. They get along, and they don't get along. They get along, and they don't get along. They always get along, and they don't get along, and they end up. It's just that they just in the long run they stay together, you know, because they deserve each other, you know. They're living the best way that each one can live, you know. Let's see, stop that. Well, that sucks. Okay. Something happened here on the phone that kind of sucked, but... You know, it's like, yeah, so anyway, this couple's like back and forth. You know, and they could hammer. The guy wasn't hitting her, you know, he was just taking the punches. Man, she was freaking socking him hard, man. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I swear she had her fist cocked, and she freaking nailed him right in the mouth, like at least 4 times. Punched him hard. And this guy just took it, you know, like a champ. Blood gushing down the side of his cheek, and I mean, he had to get a rag and wipe the blood off, and it was just bad. I think she broke his nose. Popped him in the nose real good, too. So I guess they deserve... I guess that's the way it's supposed to have been. I mean, if I looked at the other couple that they got out there, the girl that died, you know, maybe that's what that guy should have been doing, too, was taking it. You know, taking those punches, too. And just, that's it. Okay, I'm taking the punches, and that's it. It's the way it's going to be. That's just what you do. That's how you deal with mediocre coupleism, you know. When you're just a couple that just shouldn't be. But I think a lot of couples just shouldn't be. They're wrong for each other. But they still try to make it work, you know. And in the long run, it doesn't. In the long run, in the end, they're not together after a couple years. That's how it always turns out. Or they end up, you know, in a courtroom because the other one beat the other one up, or they both beat up on each other, and that seems as though is how it ends, you know. Ends in a bad way a lot of times. Sometimes it's better to just get out of the relationship before something really bad happens, you know. Just get out of it. Just know. Just know something bad is coming. It's going to happen. Just leave each other, man. Find another bad person for yourself, you know. That's what you got to look into, you know. But for me, I was a little upset. I was thinking hard about how about this restaurant I went to that I've been patronizing the place, when this gal came up to me and came up to my table and said, "Sir, we're not gonna let you stay here all day like you usually do and just milk the table. No, we're not gonna let you do that, sir. You milked the system here, the table." I said, I told her, I milked the table, huh? Well, so I'm staying here too long. What did I do? I drank like 4 cups of coffee and two glasses of water, and then my plate was... I go, yeah, but then again, if you look at your restaurant, it wasn't busy. I got into your restaurant at 11 o'clock, and it was pretty dead. There was only like half the restaurant was empty. So I really wasn't costing them anything in terms of table space, because, all these other tables were sitting there empty. So I'm just trying to figure out what the heck, And then I'd love to just report this girl to the owner of the damn place, and just say, hey, I don't remember. I didn't get the girl's name, so I'd have to go back, and I don't want to go back there. I just don't want to eat there no more. I think it's just best that Same situation as a couple. I'm separating myself from this restaurant. I'm looking at it that in that manner. I just, instead of something bad happening or somebody, myself or them saying something bad, I'm just going to get out of it. Walk away. Walk away ahead, you know. Go to another restaurant. Go to, where could I go? Denny's. I go to Denny's. Denny's has always been good to me. Then there's IHOP too. There's two places. I like IHOP too because IHOP is open 24/7, you know. I'm heading to the property on the 3rd. On the 3rd, I'm going over to the property. I did get, there's a rude wait, yes, 007's a rude waitress, yeah. There was a rude wait, oh, she was rude as hell. Picking on a senior citizen such as me. You know, helpless one, you know. One that's with a walker. You know that lady or that waitress. You know, I walked in the door. She didn't even open the door for me, and when I left out, she didn't even open the door for me at all. And she was right there, the same one. And you know what I said to her? I go, "You're not even going to help a senior citizen out the door." She goes, "You're not a senior citizen." I said, "Oh, I'm not." I go, "Here's my ID. You want here, look at my ID. You tell me if I'm not a senior citizen. You piss me off." But yeah, I ain't coming back here. I go, I'll tell all my friends not to come back to this restaurant too. I'll tell the tribe members not to come here no more. You know, the tribe is big business for that restaurant. Yeah, the tribe reaps the benefits from that place. Yeah. Trolls will not be happy with her. Yeah, I wish I could give that lady's name and pin her name on the tail of the donkey. Yeah, get that girl's name. Man, why didn't I get her name before I left the restaurant? This whole thing, that whole part of that thing has been bothering me. It's been upsetting my stomach. It's leaving me, and I got these people camping out next to me, and it's okay. They've been staying here a long time. I'm hanging out here too. I'll probably go to Denny's. Imagine. I think Denny's will be the place to go. Here we go, back to Denny's again, giving them my business. Anyway, Denny's is a good place to eat breakfast. So, but if anything, I think Denny's has tastier hash browns. And that place they give you more, but they don't taste quite as good. You know. The eggs are okay. You know, I don't know, the hamburger patty was okay too, but could have been better. Everything always could be better, you know. I'm just upset that they treated a senior citizen, such as myself, in a bad manner, that's all. Left a bad taste in my freaking mouth, you know. I was like, man, I'm telling you. And the worst part of it all, I didn't even get any help going out the door, you know. I guess she wanted me to get, she was hoping that door would just kick me in the leg or something and knock me over and so I could get hurt. I wish I could have tripped and fell in that restaurant. Then I could have sued the restaurant. That's probably what I should have done. I got a light on in here, and there's still no light in here. Jeez, I can't believe it. There's a little bit of sun coming out. I need some sunlight to charge up this solar here. So, but yeah, I think I'll end up at Denny's. You know, Denny's is right up the street. What the heck? Yeah, I can park up close, and it'll be easy to get into the restaurant with the walker. I got to go get a haircut. Cut this beard. This beard's all scraggly. I don't want to look scraggly anymore. So, no scraggliness. Got to clean it up. So, yeah, I just might as well just go to the barber shop and take care of it, make myself look like I, you know, make me feel better about myself. You know, get this long scraggly beard chopped. It's only seems like about 3 weeks this beard just takes off. You know, gets out of control. I wish I could grow on the top of my head, and instead I got nothing on top of my head. So anyway, what's everybody doing here today? So yeah, I won't. Like I said, as for the property, it'll be the 3rd of October. I'll get over there. You know, I got somebody who wants to do some work on the property. And I said, if you do the work, you better do it right. Better do it right. He goes, you got trees to go down? I go, nah, not really trees, no. I'm trying to save as many trees as I could save. So I don't want you to cut any trees down. All I need is, I go, well, you need the shipping container moved? I said, I don't think your truck's going to do it, dude. It ain't going to happen. We're talking about tall Tim. But he's upset because everybody in here is talking bad about him. He wants people to stop talking bad about him. And he wants people to talk more on a positive note about the guy, about himself. I said, well, okay. I said, I hear you, Tim. I'm not bad-mouthing you. Have I said anything bad? When I come in here and do my channel, I'm not talking about you, guy. I am now. But I'm not talking bad about you. No. He said he lurks in here and observes. I said, okay. You can do that. That's fine. Anybody can do that. I don't care what you do. I just, I don't know. He was describing all kinds of bad things happening there, and what are people saying about him? That he's I don't know. I guess I gotta be more specific with him, specific. Say, what are people saying about him? Yeah, what are people saying? He said, well, they're saying bad things about you. Me. They're saying bad things about me. I go, well, from what I can read in here, I'm not reading anything bad in here. We will call the place and troll her mercifully. Yeah, you can call the place. Yeah, the east end of town. He said you trolled one of our good friends, treated him bad, and accused him of hogging up table space. Yeah. RV Davey is a well-respected RV American traveler. That's it. And I do, and I get, when I go to a restaurant, I'm not bad when I go to a restaurant. That restaurant, I gave good tips. Sometimes I tipped them as much money as my bill was, and that's unheard of. How many people give that much of a tip? I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't look at everybody's tips of what they're tipping, but I tip better than, I tip about, I'd say about 22%. 22 to 25%. Which, it used to be back in the day, you'd give a 10% tip, right? Used to be, back in the day. 10% was, you were given that was a good tip. Now they're looking at you like you're supposed to give a 50% tip, Maybe that's what they expect out of you. And if you do less than that, they spit on you. They tell you to don't come back. Don't come back, folks. We don't want you. We don't want your scrummy crumbs coming in our scrummy restaurant. Well, that restaurant, the carpet should, I look at the carpet in the place. I look at the bathroom and I rate it. Their bathroom, the toilet's it's not even mounted to the floor. Yeah, it's almost tipping over as you're sitting on the toilet. That's the way I rate that place's toilet. And it's really bad shape. It's ugly. It needs to be remodeled. The bathroom for sure. Given, no doubt about it. Toilet needs to be fixed, replaced. The carpet and all the carpet in that whole place should be replaced and repaired or whatever. Not repaired. It should be all redone. And the place needs a remodeling. That's one thing I could say, but it ain't gonna happen because I'm gonna say so. It's not gonna happen. That's one thing I could say. So yeah, it's been a gripey day today for me. Griping about the place, the restaurant. And Tim's griping too, Tim's griping because people are saying bad things about him in here. And he's saying, well, they're saying bad things about you, Dave. You can't imagine what they're saying about you. What they're calling you and stuff. I said, you know what, Tim? They can call me whatever they want. I don't care. Because you've been around my kids for all these years, and and you never hurt my kids, and you never did one thing. You never said one bad thing about my kids. And I said, no, your kids are good, Tim. Your kid was always good, and and his friends that he brought over were all good, and they were good kids, And anyway, no big deal. I mean, I was hanging out at the house because it was hot out, and Tim did do a good deed for me. He put me in a place where I can stay out of heat. My RV was down for the time. I didn't have money then, and things were tough. Times were tough. The chips were down. Chips were on the ground, So, but it is what it is. I made it through some hard times. And then the worst thing of all that happened is that somebody knocks the glass out of the apartment and breaks into the place while I'm at a shopping mall, almost trying to keep awake, charging my phone all day. Tim is doing some job, and somebody breaks into the apartment and decides to light the place on fire. And 2 of his dogs are in there. So that was a bad deal. And the one dog ends up, they have to save his life with a Fido bag. And they resuscitated his dog Bubba, So now Bubba's come back a very vicious dog. Now he hates the world. So, I'd hate to be around his dog because his dog would probably chew me to bits, even though it's a little Chihuahua. I'll tell you what, man, that thing got some sharp teeth, man. Sink some teeth into you, man. But anyway, I remember, I was out that day. I decided to go to a nice restaurant and get something to eat, and I get a call from a detective, and he tells me, hey, you might want to put that dish down, and you might want to get back, going the other way, and come to the crime scene. And I go, what crime scene? Is this a joke? Is this a YouTuber? He says, no, it's not. There's no joke. It's not a YouTuber. I'm a real detective. I'm a real officer, and you better get your butt back to the crime scene. So I did. So I got back there, and there was a crime scene there, no doubt about it. I had to go do an interview with the frickin' detective. No big deal. I didn't do anything wrong. I said I didn't do anything. I didn't do this. I was on video the whole entire day. For God's sake, I rode the bus, city bus. There was a camera on that. It took me to the mall, and the mall had cameras all day on me, and that was it. I was on camera all day. So, you can't charge me with anything, What was the crime? Fire, committing arson or what? Committing arson with the apartment complex. in the apartment complex was obviously pressing charges on the people that had done the crime. And I said, well, I'm not even part of it. Heck, all I was trying to do was get something to eat and hang out at the mall, for God's sake. That's all I ever did. So I hung out at the mall, charged up the phone. I did what I could do. And then, I don't know. Who knows who did that, committed that crime. But they tried to kill his damn dogs, that's for sure. Because, to light up an apartment with the dogs in it is a bad deal. Then they killed his snake, because the snake was in there too. He had that 7-foot or 6-foot snake, or wherever long it was. Arson is a class serious. Oh yeah, they were. Yeah, they were charged. They didn't charge me with anything. They just didn't. They just talked to me. I just wanted to know what happened. I said, I don't know what happened. I wasn't here. But if you want to know where I was, he goes, I'll check the video. I'll find out what you did. He goes, I'll check everything you said. I'll check everything. He goes, I can tell you that if you lying to me, I'll have you tomorrow. I'll have you in custody. I said, go ahead. Go ahead and check the video. I don't care. I did nothing wrong, sir. You believe me, I'm telling the truth, 100% telling you the truth. And that's it. That's all I could say. And that was all. I never heard from them again. I went through the apartment with the detective, and matter of fact, I gave him a couple tips. I said, here's a beer bottle on the counter here. Hey, neither one of us have been drinking beer, okay, the whole time. So somebody that came in here was drinking beer. So you might want to take that beer bottle. I'm sure you could probably pick up some fingerprints off of it. Somebody was drinking some beer in here. I'm just telling you, I didn't drink anything, and neither did the other guy that was here, unless he was drinking beer earlier. I don't think he drinks beer, officer. If you go in his bedroom, you'll see what he drinks. You'll see all the bottles of whatever on the ground. That's what he drinks, but no beer. But there's your evidence. And then, empty can of deodorant, Arid Extra Dry, which I use. But I bought a brand new can, so I said, well, you might want to grab that can too, because you'll pick up some more evidence there, sir. And he goes, well, thank you. I said, I'm helping with the case. I said, I'm just telling you what I know was there before I left. And when I came back, I could tell you that can was there, but that beer bottle was not. So I said, I'm not a detective, but I could tell you how to try to crack this case. I don't know. Who knows whatever happened in that case. It was a bad deal. It made the big news. I seen the local news, the Channel 12, 10. There was a big fire. It burned 8 units in that apartment complex. So it wasn't a good deal. It separated. So put eight families or whoever was living in those apartments out of a place to live, including ourselves too. And then I told Tim, I go, why would I do this? Why would I do something like this when I need a place to stay? Why would I do that? I told the officer the same thing. I said, why would I do this when I was staying here, And he goes, oh, you're living here? I said, I wouldn't say living here, but I was staying here. So then you were living here? I said, no, I was staying here. Are we going to go back and forth on whether I said, no, I was not living here, okay? It was just an understanding with this gentleman that I'm staying here, okay? Temporarily, until I can get my RV up and running the way it should. I'm waiting on some money to come in, and I want to get this RV fixed, and I will be on my way. Okay? I'll be able to drive up the mountain and get up in some elevations and get out of the heat, But anyway, that's how all that turned out. Who knows whatever happened. Nobody, some bad things happened. Tim got hit with a rock. A guy took a rock and came out of nowhere when we were going to my bank, and all of a sudden I'm on a wheelchair, and here comes this guy out of nowhere, throws this big rock and hits Tim with it. There's a crime committed there, and and it's on camera at the bank. And then so we go back to where I was by Chris's, the mechanic's house, because he was doing some work on my RV, right? And a little bit of work here and there. And then we called the Phoenix PD. So the Phoenix PD has 2-3 units come out. What did they do? They took a report, came over to me. Well, what did you see? I said, well, I saw a guy that was at this one corner at the bank. You could check with the bank. They got cameras out. Security cams. But anyway, I'll tell you, all the bad things that happened, it's freaking crazy. None of it made sense, but the cops never did nothing to this one guy. I guess he called himself the Rock. It made sense because he uses rocks to hurt people with. I thought I was going to get hit with this rock. We got a Alondra in here. Good, welcome to the channel, man. I'm going through all these things that have been happening or have happened, from about a year and a half back. Not necessarily good things, but involving the police and what have you, and nothing came about of any of it. Cops didn't do what they should do, arrest somebody, take somebody in, but Phoenix PD, they really fell. I have no confidence in the Phoenix Police Department on that, at least on that case. They didn't help us out, that's for sure. Crime was committed against us, and maybe they didn't care about us. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't care. I don't know. But they didn't want to help us. They didn't arrest anybody that should have been arrested as far as I'm concerned. But I told the officer, I seen the guy. I'm not lying. You could check the video. I'm sure the bank has got it right out in the front. The guy flat out came out in front of us and had a big rock, and he heaved it at Tim. I couldn't see because I was in a wheelchair, and I couldn't turn to see what was going on. I was scared, man. I thought I was going to get, I thought, and put it this way, I thought something bad was happening, and it was. And I couldn't do nothing about it because I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't even stand up. So that guy could have tipped me over in a wheelchair. He could have bashed my head in, killed me right there. And that would have been the end of my day. Probably would have done some justice for me, maybe. Would have taken a lot of suffering out of my pain that I've been suffering through. My physical pains. But Tim Cactus had so many homeless women in there. Hundreds of suspects. That's funny. It's funny as you can put in hundreds of suspects. I don't know. I mean, you're probably right, but it's funny, but it's not funny at the same time. Me. I look back at it all. I wasn't. Was I doing anything to these women? Was I having sex with them? No, of course not. I had nothing to do with them. Matter of fact, I had my camera on when the one was in his apartment. She goes, turn that camera off. And I'm like, no, I'm not turning my camera off. She goes, what are you trying to do, film me? I said, of course. Film me for what? And I go, well, I'm just protecting myself, girl. I mean, if you want to accuse me of something or accuse him of something, I'm going to tape this. And I'll give it to the cops. I'll prove myself. I'll prove my innocence here. Because I have done one thing, and I'm not doing anything. She says, why are you going to get some food? I'm hungry. I I said, do whatever you want, man. Go grab the food out of the freezer. Do what you got to do, but don't stay here, man. Go. Please get out of here, because we're staying here, not you. And that's the honest to God's truth, man. I protected myself, and Tim's like, you gonna tell him to shut that camera off? And then Tim goes, no, I'm not gonna tell him to shut the camera off. I'm gonna turn mine on too. I'm gonna protect myself as well. And he goes, there we go. And she goes, well, my boyfriend's right down the staircase here. And I said, well, bring him up. I don't care what you do, lady. I've done nothing to you, okay? Okay, that's all I'm saying. And as soon as you leave, things will be better, okay? The best thing for all of us is that you get your food and you get out of here. Well, what does she do? She packs up some food. She leaves it. Doesn't even take it with her. She just left it at the doorstep. And I didn't even know it was there. I mean, until like the next day. I looked over there and said, there's like 7 burritos in there. I go, Tim, remember those are the burritos I bought for myself. And that girl, she's taking all my burritos. I didn't even realize. She goes, I go, but there's can't do nothing with them now because the burritos are just been sitting there for a day. You know, I'm not going to eat those. So it's like, oh, what a... Oh, the stories. Oh, my God. I'm telling you. I mean, some funny stuff. It could be comical, too, you know. I'm not happy about what's going on here in Flagstaff because it's just nothing but a cloudy day. I think I got 12.2 on my battery charge. Yeah, I don't want to mention, you know, anything about Tim, you know. I really don't, you know. It's like we had a bad experience at the apartment, and it's just something we'll never forget. You know, it's just one thing after another bad happening. You know, with cops and police, detectives, and anyway, what a bunch of mumble jumble. You know, that's all I could say. A steel shipping container. Good morning, steel shipping container. What a name for a channel, steel shipping container. But no, Tim's actually a good guy. Tim actually is a good guy. Deep down deep, he's a good guy. Some bad circumstances. With some bad circumstances, unfortunately. And I just don't want to be hanging around. Me personally, I don't want to be hanging around any criminal activity. I keep to myself. I don't break no laws. I'm a Christian. My life is going straight arrow. Right now, just straight in arrow. Just a straight line. That's me right now. And I'm not going to hang around no criminals, because last thing I want is some more cops coming asking me questions about something, you know. God, man, I'm telling you. Oh, my goodness. If I just talk to somebody, you know, and I say, well, you know what, you shouldn't have told me that. I didn't need to hear that. It's like, I don't need to hear stuff like this. Praise God, that's right. Praise the Lord. That's what I gotta look at. I gotta look for the Lord for here, because sometimes you gotta have the Lord protect you. Toxic trolls of rock and roll. I haven't seen you in here in a long freaking time, you know. I want to get off this subject of what I've been talking about, because it's driving me nuts right now. I just don't want to go thinking about stuff like that, because it turns me into misery. It's misery enough that I got these clouds that are blocking my solar. And I can't get solar charge right now. It's really irritating. Let me check my refrigerator. At least I keep my refrigerator working, so it's got to get some sun to come out today. Got to get some sun. Oh, this is horrible, this weather. It's pretty chilly. It was cold last night here in Flagstaff. It was chilly. Yeah. Back in the day, I thought I bought some. I don't care where you. Oh, it's raining now. It's actually raining. You can hear rain dropping on the RV. Back in the day, you thought you bought some pills and whatever from somebody. I'm not going to mention names because I don't do that. I leave names and that type of thing out. It's just what I don't do. There are more than stories, man. They're real truth. There's just you know what? In be honest with you, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm by myself. I can't walk. I'm trying to see a doctor down in Phoenix somewhere, and to check over my feet, see if we can get some surgery done and get myself walking again. You know, like I was, and maybe I can get some down the road. I can get walking, and maybe I can do a part-time job of some sort. Because I can, because I'm on disability, but I qualified to work. But right now I can't do anything except for sit down and try to heal my feet. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow here in Flagstaff, and get that done. Probably end up at Denny's, get something to eat. I haven't had anything since yesterday. I think I had 2 cookies. I ate 2 individual cookies. That's all I had. And they were no sugar cookies. No sugar added, I should say. And my blood sugar was 200 and I think it was like 220 this morning. So I gave myself 13 units of insulin. So I'll check myself in about another probably 30 minutes just to see if I came down into the once. At least I'm hoping to get down in the 150s so I can go to Denny's and get something to eat. I don't want to get my sugar higher than it should be, So I took all my pills. I took a shot of insulin. So I've done my job there. I've taken care of myself in regards of insulin, and I'll probably take some more insulin if I have to. I'll do another test here and find out where my sugar levels are. But let's see. We got steel shipping container. The property will be unlivable soon due to the cold. Oh yeah, you're definitely. Well, it is and it isn't. Because you could get a wood burning or a propane burning stove in there, and it'll keep the place warm. This one guy that's with Tim said he could put windows in, and then and a door, and I said, well, I'm more interested in. He goes, I could put a roll-up door in there. I said, no, I don't want a roll-up door. I said, what I want is a window door that slides all the way open so that the whole, like 10 feet of it is wide open, like you're out in the open, like you just open the windows and you're looking at the outside. I said, but what I want is a wooden deck built on the underside of that, straight out, a wooden deck with a roof. Not necessarily nothing major, just some minor roof, nothing major, like I said. That's what I'm looking to do, and it's got to be level. It's got to be concreted. You have to run some concrete pillars into the ground, and we got to get some mounts so the steel shipping container can be secured to it. So that's what we got to do. Let's see. I would hope not, man. I would hope not. I really hope not. That's all I could say. These people right here probably heard all of what I said. They're probably leaving now. They're probably taking off. I scared them. I just wonder if there's anybody like me that have solar and can't get charged like I'm not getting. So the only way I think you can get charged is if you drive. But with the generator running, it can charge your batteries. And the problem with, like I said, with mine is the generator runs, but it doesn't produce power. And if it's not producing power, it's not charging the batteries. So that's the whole issue there. And I got a guy that's going to come out, and he'll fix the propane leak, and he'll fix the generator, hopefully. And then I got a doctor's appointment down in Phoenix for them to look at my feet and take some not necessarily measurements, but they're going to put some devices. They're going to actually detect electrical output. In other words, nerves, to see how many nerves are actually working in my feet, and then take it from there and see, and then take a look at the drop foot. I mean, there's nothing really to really say about it other than you can see that my foot can't move and I can't feel the foot. That's only things. It's all I could tell them. I sent them all my information for my insurance, so my insurance is all good with those people. So some good there. So that's not your problem. Well, nobody know. We're not. My property is in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so a lot of people could never find that place if they wanted to. Matter of fact, I can't even find it half the time because there's so many roads that turn in and turn out of the property itself that it's freaking crazy. So it's a great place if put it this way: if somebody wanted to hide there from the law ain't gonna find them there because it's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, and you can live off of that my property. I got wildlife like you wouldn't believe. I got turkeys. I've got elk. I've got deer. I mean, just all these animals are just roaming the property most of the time. It's just because I'm right in the Kaibab Forest. A lot of people don't. If anybody that's seen see, I had one guy came out there when he was working on my vehicle. Of course, he didn't do a good job working on my vehicle on the gas tank, because when I went to put gas in my, he fixed my gas leak, right? So I go with the mechanic Chris to the Circle K. So we're gonna test it. We're gonna put some gas in it, right? So we get to the Circle K in Williams, Arizona, and I pump the gas, and all the gas is all over the freaking ground. And I stop the gas, right? And I'm like, I look at Chris. I go, "This is fixed? Who did this?" He goes, "Devin did. Devin fixed it." "Oh yeah, he fixed it all right." I got gas all over the ground. I got no gas in my tank, but I got it in the ground. So what are you going to do? Go pick up Devin and bring him back to fix this thing that he didn't fix right? He goes, No, I'm not going to go get Devin. Let's see, how do you use the bathroom in a bucket? I don't. I got a toilet. I got a working toilet in here. I sit comfortably on a toilet. But anyway, I was talking about Devin, the mechanic, and well, he's not a mechanic, but I'll tell you, Devin is oh my God, if you just think of Devin, he'll make you laugh. I mean, the guy can't. He does. If he could use a screwdriver correctly, it'd be amazing. I mean, obviously he couldn't. He couldn't put a hose clamp on the new rubber gasket that they put in on my gas tank, and that's what I told Chris. So I call a mobile mechanic up in the area to come to my property. The guy finds my property, no problem. He just all of a sudden I'm like out there on the chair, and all of a sudden this guy pulls up and he goes, "Hey," and I go, and I forgot you were coming out today. And he goes, I'm here. I go, well, I'm glad you're here. I go, what do you need done? I said, just fix the gas tank. Fix it so it don't leak any gas. And that's all I want. And I'll pay you whatever. And he said, okay, all right. So 5 minutes he was done. Less than 5 minutes. I'm going to say 2.5 minutes. He was done with that job. He said he had 2 hose clamps and he didn't tighten either one of them. That's what he said. I'm like, wow. I go, figures. Figures. I go, the dude must have been drinking more beer than he was trying to get that hose clamp on. Man. I am laughing some more. I'm laughing. I have to laugh because it's just... And he goes, oh, the dude didn't like your property. That's what Chris said. The dude didn't like your property. He didn't like the way it looked or whatever. I said, I didn't like the way he did this job. He was paid heavily for this job. I paid him a good $500 just to put 2 hose clamps on, and he didn't do it. I'm not very happy with him on that, but I'd rather not see him anymore. So I told that to Chris. Chris laughed. He knew he did a bad job because that mechanic, he showed him. Hey, come over, take a look. I'll show you exactly what he did. Or what he didn't do, I should say. And then Chris looked at it and goes, yep, you're right. I go, how much did we pay? How much did I pay him, Chris? I paid you both about $1,000 for this whole job to get all this done. $1,000. And he did half of it, right? Or a quarter of it trying to do this piece on this gas tank. And he's like, huh. He didn't do shit. I'm going to tell you what he did do. He probably smoked a lot of dope on the property, and he probably knocked out probably a case of beer, if anything. And that's what he did. And those are the kind of jobs he's good at. And he doesn't even do a good job at that. So, yeah, he smokes a lot of doobies and knocks down a bunch of beers, whatever, So I told Chris, I said, man, I'll tell you, I didn't even want, you know what, Chris, this is bad. This is bad. This is more bad than you could imagine, Mr. Chris. You guys are getting all the stories today. And it's funny. They're funny stories too. Because if you could just look back at what the people look like, if you saw what Devin looked like, if you just took one look at him, you would say he came from the backwoods of Ogie Muskogee. That's what he looked like. You never seen him. I mean, I don't think there's. I've never noticed him ever to wash his clothes. He's always wore the same clothes over and over and over and over again. And he was living in that house that had a washer and dryer. I go, dude, why aren't you washing your clothes, dude? You got a washer and dryer. He goes, oh, whatever, okay. I said, I'm going to use this dude's washer and dryer because I don't have one. So I'm definitely going to get all my clothes washed, and I'm going to be good for at least a couple months here, So 20 shirts, 20 pairs of pants, whatever. But that's how that worked out. And then Devin then they got this talking bird at the house. named Sammy. Sammy talks. You wouldn't believe the words that bird says, man. That bird could say a lot of F words, man. Could use the F word like you wouldn't believe. And it's like, wow. I walk in the room and the bird's telling me to fuck off. I'm like, what? Who said what? Who's telling me to fuck off? I look over around the corner. It's a fucking bird. I look at the bird. Excuse my language. I shouldn't even cuss. But I look at the bird. I'm like, are you saying the F word to me? I got the water bottle. Yeah, water bottle. That's what you do. When the bird's bad, you get the water bottle. The bird starts jumping around, and gets all hypered out, And I spray the bird a couple times, and that bird goes nuts. and that bird's telling me to F off. The bird told me to F off a bunch of times. As I sprayed it with water. Oh my God. It's like, okay, this dude taught this bird how to talk, so. That's Devin. Devin used to own the bird, so. And then Devin sold the bird to Richard that owns that particular house. So. And that house has got, don't even want to talk about that house. Because that house is freaking nut. But they got fish in the swimming pool, koi fish. I mean, if you just look at the whole house and think about all the things that have gone on in that house, I got somebody tell me, well, Dave, you can stay over at the RV for like 2 days. I go, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not going to park in your front yard for 2 days. No, I'm not going to do that. I ain't going anywhere in the city of Phoenix like that for 2 days. For once, there's an ordinance, Paul, against living in your RV in Maricopa County, okay? This is Maricopa County. This is Phoenix, Arizona. There's an ordinance against living out of your RV, okay? I ain't staying here for 2 days. All your neighbors have to do is call the cops, and I'm done. So, no, I'm not going to do that. No, if anything, I guess what I could do is go to, Cracker Barrel in Phoenix. I guess I could do that. Cracker Barrel, who knows? I guess, from what I understand, Cracker Barrel allows you to park in their parking lot. You might get better sun, but I got doctor's appointments here starting tomorrow, so 2 o'clock. Well, actually, was it 1:50? Yeah, 1:50. I have to be at this doctor's office. Let's see. Alondra. Let's see what's she saying here. Okay, she already. That's her old comment. How do you use the bathroom in a bucket? Let's see. Yozet Ali Yazid Egypt. Yozet Ali Egypt likes what I'm saying here. It's got an arrow straight up. This is probably one of the best. I mean, I'm just telling you all the true stories of all the crap that's going on. I mean, the people I've hung out with and hung around, I should say, are not people I should be hanging around with. Not at all. That's why I'm where I'm at right now. That's why I'm by myself. I stay away from people because I don't trust people's behaviors, because other people's behaviors will get you in trouble. And then you do nothing, but they do something bad, but you get accused of it, and now you're in trouble. That's why I stay away from people. I don't need that kind of stuff going on. What we got? So anyway, but yeah, my property is kind of rugged in some spots, but but it's 10 acres. I'd say at least three acres of it, maybe 4 acres of it's pretty flat. Thank you, Robert, for that super chat. Appreciate that. I'm just giving these stories, and I finally get $1 out of somebody. I didn't even think about it. I was like, this is probably some of the best talking I think I've done in a long time on here. In terms of talking the way things are and the way things were, and all the people I've been around. And I mean, just if you had seen me, let's say if I gone into Richard's house and just sat in his living room, but he don't allow YouTube. He don't want YouTube in his house, so I can never film. Can't film in his house because of YouTube. He knows I'm a YouTuber, so he says you can't do that. Dave, I hope you don't film in my house. I don't allow YouTube in my house. I said, okay, I hear you. I'll film it outside your house then. I go, Rich, I have a YouTube channel, okay? It's the way it is. Because I don't know much about your channel, Dave, but I go, all I could tell you, Rich, is I got over 1,000 subscribers. And he just looked at me, and his eyes are like, what? You got that many people? I said, yeah. How? I said, you just do it, Rich. You work it. I work hard at this channel. I do live streams, Rich. I build up a clientele. I bring people. They come in my live stream, Rich. That's how I do it. And I hope I pick up a few people here and there, and they click out and and click the red button and subscribe. That's how I do it, Rich. How do you do it, Rich? I know Rich watches YouTube because he watches, all the car stuff on there. So I'm like, yeah, I could do car stuff too, Rich. I got enough to do that too. Problem is, I can't stand up for long enough that I can do it, Rich, because of my feet. As you know what's happened to me, Rich. I don't even know what's happened to me. All I know is I can't walk anymore. And I was in a coma for what, Rich? 2-3 weeks? If you remember back. 3 weeks in a coma. Ready to die. But I didn't die. I came out of the coma. So, here I am. Here I am. So, but no, there's no bucket in here. This is an RV. It's got a real toilet. It's got a real shower. You could take a real shower. You could take a, whatever. But it is what it is. So. And I appreciate Robert Federconi's $1 super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. So. I don't do as good as Dog Lips, though. Dog Lips got like what? I think he gets on average of about $1,000, and I'd say he makes about $2,000 a month on his YouTube channel. He gets 45, 50 people on his channel. He does way better than I do. And all he does, you look at him, he sits there with the bottle of vodka and he just chugs it, and he's getting more people. More and more people are coming in there. And more people are giving him money. I mean, not just money, but they're throwing him $300 at a time in his channel. I'm like, wow. Damn. How do you do that? He goes, I don't do anything, Dave. I don't do anything. I'm surprised I don't have Dog Lips in here now. Sometimes he comes in here. A lot of times he likes to come into my morning shows, Check it out. Check it out, man. Yeah, check it out. Jeez. Some craziness. But yeah, I go into Dog Lips channel. I feel bad, feel bad for the guy, He lost his dog, and it's sad. It is sad. When you lose a dog. Such as his. He had a special dog. He had a Shikari. Yeah, the can't remember kind of dog. That was a kind of dog did he have, guys? You probably know. Husky. I think he had a husky. But it was a beautiful dog. The dog had some medical issues. You know, when you get up there in age, 10, 11 years, for a dog, it's a long life. For a kind of dog like that, you know, any kind of wolf, any dog that's a wolf, I imagine in the wild, I think they'd be lucky if they make it 5, 6 years in the wild, you know. So, yeah, I got to put my shoes on, folks. I got to get ready to go. My neighbor left already. I need to go over to Denny's and get myself something to eat. See what I got to do. I got to recheck my blood sugar again. See where that's at. Take it from there. So, but we're probably done for now for the channel this morning. I think about as good as I'm going to get, right? Got 7 people in here lurking. So I'm not all sure who's in here now. I got some new people in here though. Alondra, we got Yoset, Ali, Egypt in here. We got Robert Fediconi. He gave me $1. I mean, I could go buy I could go get a gummy bear from the marijuana store here. You know, it's like a 5 milligram gummy. I guess I could buy 10 of those in a pack for about $12 here in Flagstaff. There's like a few places that I guess, yeah, I imagine. I'll bet you go to these places, you'll see a big old crowd of people. I'll bet you that's where everybody from Flagstaff, where they go. But yeah, I'd like to try these to see how they'll work on for the pain of for my feet, you know, with the neuropathy that I've got. I took one gabapentin and hasn't really helped me that much, you know. Hasn't done a whole lot for me. So, I don't know. Anyway, I do have Super Chat working. Because, yeah, Robert gave me some money. I was kind of hoping. Yeah, some people probably don't have a method or a means to, or a way to give money. I do. I have a PayPal account. I guess I'm gonna have to put my I'm gonna have to start putting my PayPal account in here because I could get more money that way than I probably can through the Super Chat. Super Chat, I think, takes 44% of your money. I think that's what they do. I know. Jasmine Star gave me $2. Robert gave me $1. So that means I got $3. $3 in my account. So I haven't spent any of the money that I got in my account. Haven't spent any of it. So anyway, my idea was just to put all that money into the property and put whatever I can put into the property and do that. Tall Tim wants to help on the property. He wants to help. You know, he's got the tools, and I go, I don't care what you guys do. We want to put some cement concrete pillars in so that the steel shipping container can go on it, and it's got to be level. I sent him a picture of the diagram that I drew where I want it. He goes, well, you're going to have to be out there. You have to show us. I said, well, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I will be out there, okay? I'll get out there. And, of course, he wants gas money. I said, okay, no, don't worry about your gas. Drive your truck. Your truck's a 6-cylinder. It's not going to use that much gas. to drive that truck. And we'll take a look at the situation. And we're going to need to tell them, for one thing, we're going to need a tape measure. Now, I'm going to tell you how we're going to do this the right way without making any big mistake. So that's what we're going to do. He goes, we're going to do this, and of course, it looks like we're going to be doing it in the cold weather, because heck, it's cold now. I don't think it's going to, for this point on, I don't see Flagstaff getting that warm, really. I just don't see it getting, I see it staying pretty much like it is, 50 degrees, 50-something degrees for the high. Lows into the low 40s, maybe high 30s. That's Flagstaff weather for you at this time of the year. So I just didn't want to be here when it was snowing here. It hasn't snowed yet, but I know snow's coming. Last year at this time, the weather was much better. The weather was warmer up here. I was here all last summer. I didn't see many days like, who's that? Somebody just drove through here. Who is that? I don't know. It's a nice car or whatever it was. Pretty nice car. So anyway. 6 people. So anyways, guys, we're gonna close it out here, I think. I mean, show and tell storytelling is pretty much over for today. I wish I could do this every day. I mean, I put a pretty good effort in here today for the channel. Who's that car there? It's like somebody pulled up next to me or something, close to me. See that car right there? See that? What's that car look like? What is it? And there's a bus back there. I'm trying to see back there. Yeah, it's a white bus. I got a dude still there. He was there yesterday. Okay. As you can see, they got the big Christmas trees here in Flagstaff. Blue spruce. Beautiful trees. There's another beautiful one right there, right in front of the... See, they're all Christmas trees. Lots of Christmas trees here in Flagstaff. Flagstaff's got some beautiful scenery. And then it gets ugly when it rains a lot and snows a lot up here. Because all the snow turns into a bunch of water, and so does the rain. Been a lot of flooding up here this past summer. Yeah, people lost their a lot of them just lost their properties. Their properties ended up, they can't, they had to move out. Where do you go? How's your house? You gotta clean it up. You just gotta get all the mud out and make it livable, So you got heat and whatever else you can get in there, But yeah, it's bad where that fire was, that museum fire. When they had that fire, 2015? It produced a lot of that rain came down, and all that sludge came off that mountain there. It was bad for a lot of people. It's really sad. It's really sad how people lost their homes like that. Today would be a good day to go to see a movie. I think I'd get my hair cut, get my beard trimmed, and then I go see a movie and get something to eat. I definitely won't. I could get popcorn at the movie theater, but nah, that's not going to work too well for me. Not unless they put me in a wheelchair. They put me in a wheelchair and ride me into the theater. That might work out, and I can get hold on. I don't know. Kind of hard to roll the wheelchair while you got popcorn. Doesn't work very well. So, handicappedness just doesn't work very well. Especially when it comes to getting your drink and getting your popcorn. You know, getting to your seat at the movie theater. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I can go see a movie tomorrow, too. That'd be another good day to do it. So, anyway. So, you guys all ready to go and take off and we close it out? What do you say? See if I got any more, subscribers here today. See if I may have been able to pick up one or two. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah. So it was a heck of a stories. I mean, but they're not stories. They're what I was saying here is all the truth. You know. It just when you look back at it all, it's just funny as hell. It's just some people are like a cartoon, you know, a funny one, you know. They live their life. If the people the way I hung out, if you were able to put all the context into a cartoon, it would be funny as hell. It'd blow people's minds. They'd laugh their ass off. How people live in America. Pot plants all over the place. I mean, this one house has got at least 60 pot plants in every room. You literally have to step over the planters of the pot plants to get through the house. Yeah, that's how many pot plants that are in there. He goes, "Dude, pot business is really good, man. Really good, dude." I go, "Yeah, I bet it is. I bet you marijuana sales are pretty good, but you ain't gonna get me to do that. I ain't going anywhere near that. No, I'll go to the store if I need something. You know, I'll go to the store for it, okay? That's what I'll do. But I don't smoke that stuff, Rich. So I haven't done marijuana in such a long time. But the gummy bear thing might be okay for my feet because of my pain and my neuropathy. That might be the only thing I'd do. But that'd be it. That would be just about it. But I was thinking about a movie. Hey, Robert, what would be a good movie to see? You know what's out? I think Halloween's out. I'm not sure though. I could check into it. There's a couple movies out. Let me think. There's a new Roger Moore movie, 007. I think Halloween could be out. Let me see what else is out. Halloween would be the one I'd want to see. That'd be the one. Trying to see how I can get sunlight in here. It's hard to get any sunlight in this. Some clearing, a little bit of clearing you can see in there. Just a little bit. We get these clouds to break out of here. 12.2 of my battery charge. It's not good. No bueno. I gotta get a hold of the other guy, the guy that can fix my propane and fix the generator. I gotta get a hold of that guy. I'm gonna tell him my schedule ahead of time now, since I know it. He thought I was gonna see my doctor at 10. Turns out I'm seeing my doctor at 2 o'clock basically. So, but yeah, you can understand why why I stay by myself and I don't hang with a crowd someplace, because of all the craziness that goes on in their lives. You know, I've heard some stories just in the last 3 days. They're just freaking nuts. I heard about a guy selling a bunch of stolen guns, and then so he sells all these stolen guns. Next thing you know, he gets caught. He gets caught by the authorities, and guess what happens after that next? The dude kills himself. Somehow he kills himself while he gets caught by the authorities. I'm thinking, wow. Now that's just craziness. Somebody was telling me that guy, that he was hanging with this guy. And I'm like, wow. And you want me to come over there? I don't think so. I'm staying away from that kind of stuff. They go, do you realize, Tim, how much trouble you could be in hanging with somebody like that? You could get in a lot of trouble. And then he says his gun got stolen. Somebody stole his gun, handgun. I'm like, oh, jeez. You need to tell me more? I mean, the stories just go on and on and on, you know? They're not stories, though. They're the truth. Unfortunately, they're the truth. They're true stories. It's real life. Oh, man. Real life, and, you know... I said, dude, I ain't hanging around with any of that riffraff. No way. I don't. I go, Tim, you think I want to? You think I want to go to jail? I don't think so. So why would I hang around with that kind of riffraff? I'd be asking myself. I have to. Why would I do that? So I say that. Now, why would I do something stupid like that? Hang around with a bad group of crowd and get yourself in a bunch of trouble. End up, being arrested for something you didn't do. And because you hanged around with some bad riffraff that did some bad things. And then now you're tied in with it because you were hanging around with it. But you didn't know all this crap was going on. So I said, what did I say? I'm just going to say this. I go, heck, I'm 59 years old. How many 50? Is it a good time to go to jail or prison when you're 59 years old? No, because the chances are you'll end up dying in prison. I got a caller. I'm going to dig it. Let's close it out, guys.